Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ria and today this is going to be a what I eat in a week. Before we get started, I just want to say two super quick things. The first is that I am not a nutritionist at all. This is not meant to be any kind of like what you should eat in a week. This should not be a comparison or anything like that. It's really just what I decided to eat in a particular week and just what I was craving. Yeah, just use this as some fun meal inspiration and not a comparison in any way because eating changes so much from person to person and day to day and week to week. So just really not meant to be a comparison at all. The second thing I want to say is that I'm going to do my very best to get all of my meals and snacks and everything in this video, but of course every once in a while if I'm just walking around my kitchen and having a little snack, I might not remember to film it all the time. If you're stuck in a rut of eating the same foods, which I get stuck in all the time, I love watching these kinds of videos, so that's why I thought I would make it. And yeah, let's just get into it. Starting off strong with breakfast, I had a classic avocado toast. This is honestly my favorite breakfast. I have it way too often. You're definitely going to see it again in this video. But I just topped mine with some avocado, some cherry tomatoes, and some everything but the bagel seasoning. It's just so good. For lunch, I just started by cooking some broccoli, and I had this clam chowder from Trader Joe's. To be honest, I'm not a huge clam chowder fan, but for some reason when I was grocery shopping, it had sounded really good, so I bought it and I'm not about to waste it. So I had about a third of the container left, and I just had it with the broccoli and some tortilla chips. Cleaned my plate, was really good. So it's around 6:30 and I'm trying to decide what to have for dinner, and for some reason pizza just sounds so good, but I don't want to deal with the whole like yeast dough situation, so I think I'm just gonna wing it and make some kind of pizza dough and we're just gonna see how it goes. So the exact recipe for this will be down in the description box, and it is also over on my food Instagram. If anyone wants to check that out and give it a follow, I would very much appreciate it. You just mix together your dry ingredients and then add in some plant milk, or you could use water until it forms a rough dough. The recipe for this dough is also completely vegan, which makes it super customizable. I just let my dough sit for around 10 minutes and then spread it out onto some parchment paper, and then I went in with my toppings. So I decided to use some Alfredo sauce, some vegan kale pesto, some basil, and some zucchini, but you can use whatever you like. Just look at that, oh my goodness, I'm so excited. I had this with some caprese salad, and I just topped everything off with some extra basil and this balsamic glaze. It was so good, I'm definitely going to be making this again. So on Wednesday I decided to make some French toast. I think most people know how to make it, but you just mix some plant milk and some eggs in a bowl. I had these weird liquid eggs, but I usually just use a regular egg, and you can totally just do that. Then you just dip your bread into the egg mixture and then cook it in a pan until it is golden brown and beautiful on both sides. 9 times out of 10, I want a salty breakfast, so I decided to top mine with some salsa, but you could also make it sweet and top it with maple syrup or honey or anything else that you like. And I also just cooked the leftover egg mixture and ate that on the side because I don't want to waste food. Okay, I just got out of class. I'm so hungry and I'm kind of feeling like stuff in a bowl. That's vague, but let's go make it. So I ended up just combining a bunch of ingredients I had. So I went for some couscous, some leftover Thai curry, some greens, some bell peppers, and then just topped it off with some hummus and black pepper. So for dinner, I decided to make some tofu and broccoli in an orange sauce, and I just started off by coating some tofu cubes in cornstarch. This makes them a little bit more crispy, so definitely don't skip this step. So then I just went ahead and threw my broccoli and my tofu into a pan with a little bit of oil. You can also use any other veggies that you want. And then I went ahead and made my sauce. I had orange peach mango juice. You can just use the orange juice, but I swear it tasted really good. All the exact measurements will be in the box below, but it was the juice, soy sauce, garlic powder, ginger powder, some water, cornstarch, and some apple cider vinegar. Just mix that in. I also added in a little bit of extra veggies that I had and then put the sauce into the pan and just let it cook for another minute or two until it got thick. And yeah, I just served this with some brown rice. It was really good and like warm and filling, and definitely recommend making it. I was really craving fruit when I woke up, so for breakfast I had an apple, some grapes, and half of a piece of avocado toast with some cherry tomatoes. Okay, avocado toast. I'm literally just here to say avocado toast is so good. It's the best breakfast. I know Louis Tomlinson doesn't like it, but that's like his one flaw. For lunch, I did kind of an open-faced caprese sandwich. So just some vegan kale pesto, some basil, some cherry tomatoes, and mozzarella, and then had some steamed broccoli and zucchini on the side and some baked tofu. Okay, so I made a mistake because the sun is still so light out and it's so lovely and sunny that I thought it was earlier than it is. But basically, I only have 20 minutes before my class, and it is a 3-hour class from 6 to 9, and I know I'm gonna be starving, so I need to go make and eat my dinner in the next 20 minutes. I have like one frozen meal in my freezer for this kind of moment exactly. So we're just gonna go and make that for dinner today, even though I'm not like the biggest fan of frozen meals, but we're gonna try. Friday's breakfast was, what else? Avocado toast. Of course, I kind of got scammed with like the biggest avocado pit ever, but it's fine. It turned out really good. Just topped it with cherry tomatoes and salt, a classic. Okay, so I'm having some pasta for lunch. I've got some cherry tomatoes in here, and I just cooked some pasta. And for the last couple of minutes, I added in some broccoli, zucchini, and some frozen corn. And then I'm using some of this Trader Joe's vegan kale pesto. I've been using it a lot this week, I know, but it's really good and convenient and it tastes really, really good. So I'm just gonna do that anyways. I've never been much of a fruit person, but I'm such a vegetable person. Like I like almost every vegetable. And so I feel like veggie pastas are just like one of the best foods. I just really like them. I just had the best idea to add some balsamic glaze on this. It's gonna be so good. Come on now, that looks amazing. I also decided to do some baking this day, and I decided to make this peanut butter chocolate tart. It was basically like a Reese's peanut butter cup in a tart. All of the exact measurements and instructions will be in the description box below. The dough was super simple. I just made it out of some plant-based butter, flour, brown sugar, peanut butter, and some plant milk, and just kind of combined that into a nice dough and pushed it into the bottom and a little bit up the sides of this little 6-inch baking dish. And then I started off with the filling. It's made out of some coconut milk, some agar-agar, which is actually like a vegan gelatin substitute. And so that's why it helps kind of make this nice pudding tart consistency. I also added in some chocolate, some peanut butter, vanilla, and just mixed that into the coconut milk and agar-agar mixture after it had boiled a little bit. And then I just put that into the tart crust after I baked it and then let the whole thing chill. You can do like 2 or more hours if you leave it overnight. That totally works too. But it was just so good. I shared with my friends later. They were big fans. And obviously I drizzled some extra peanut butter on top. My housemates and I had a socially distanced dinner with some of our friends. I brought some grapes and I also ordered this sweet potato tempura roll, which we picked up from a local restaurant. And then we also had some cake that one of my friends had made. It was all really good. My lovely friend Audie and I have a weekend tradition of getting breakfast, and I just picked up a Beyond Meat breakfast sandwich from Dunkin'. I always cut tomatoes like this, and I know it's the worst idea ever, don't do it. But for lunch, I just made some caprese toast again. For dinner, I just really wanted something warm and comforting, so I decided to make some dal. This is an Indian lentil dish, and the version I made is like a super oversimplified version of how my mom makes it. I'll leave all of the instructions down below in the description box. I also forgot to put tomatoes in for some reason, which is like one of the best parts, so definitely don't forget the tomatoes. I had my dal with some leftover brown rice, and it was just so good. Whenever I'm homesick at all, this is like my number one top tier comfort food. Starting off the weekend strong, I decided to make some savory pancakes. The recipe for my vegan pancake mix is on my food Instagram, Recipes by Ria. I just used that but left out the vanilla and the sugar. After my pancakes had cooked, I just topped them with a fried egg, a little bit of margarine, and then some avocado. The avocado was a little brown, so it's not the prettiest, but I promise this was so good. If you haven't had savory pancakes, you're missing out. Definitely do it. For lunch, I decided to make some aloo gobi, which is potatoes and cauliflower, another Indian dish, just to go with my leftover dal. It's super simple. All the instructions will be in the box below, but you basically just cut up some potatoes and cauliflower, cook them with some seasonings and a little bit of oil for about 15 minutes until it kind of breaks down and becomes a little bit softer. And yeah, just enjoy. I had it with the dal. It was so good. One of my favorite combinations for sure. Kept it super simple for a Sunday night dinner. I just had some pasta, so I started off by chopping some cherry tomatoes, some basil, and then I cooked some pasta with, I think, broccoli and corn and maybe zucchini. And then I just added in a little bit of this margarine and some Parmesan cheese. Super simple, Sunday night, super quick, and just comforting and warm. And we're finally at the last day of this week. Obviously, I had more avocado toast. I'm sorry, I'm just a breakfast repeater. I can't do anything about that. I topped mine with a fried egg and tried to do some kind of cool aesthetic yolk situation, and obviously it did not work out for me, but this was still so good. Okay, I'm gonna try and make like tofu nuggets, but I am not really following a recipe, so let's see. I think that'll be good. Again, all of the exact recipes will be in the description box below, but I basically mix some apple cider vinegar and plant milk together in one bowl, and then in my plate I put in some panko breadcrumbs and some seasoning. I just took my tofu and I had kind of tore it into pieces. Having it be uneven gives it a little bit more surface area. But I just took my tofu, dipped it into the plant milk mixture and then into the breadcrumbs, then just fried it in a pan with a little bit of oil until it was golden brown on all sides. I had these with some caprese salad on the side and it was really good actually. So I just found a recipe for baked gnocchi on Instagram. It's by Max Lamano. I'll link the recipe down below so you guys can check it out. It looked so good, so I think that's gonna be the move for dinner. So this is the last meal of the week. It turned out amazing. Again, I'll link the recipe down below, but you basically cook your gnocchi just a little bit and then mix in whatever veggies and cheese you want onto a baking tray and then bake it for about 15 to 20 minutes. It literally was insane. I can't even explain. I made it the next day, like again, because it was just so good and I wanted to eat it again. And then, of course, topped it off with some balsamic glaze because it makes everything better. And the last thing I had this week was a piece of this banana chocolate brownie that my housemate made. And that's all for this video, guys. I hope that you liked it. I hope you got some meal inspiration from it. If you did, give this video a like, subscribe for more videos soon. And that's it.